Hello. Today I'm introducing this mammoth 600-page book. It's called The Oxford Book of Work and is edited by Keith Thomas. And it's a fascinating book because it goes through history and recounts all the different perspectives that philosophers, educators, artists, writers, politicians have had on the topic of work. Of course, how we consider work today as a life mission or as a means for self-realization hasn't always been the perspective that everyone has had about work. In the distant past, and maybe not so distant past, work was considered a necessary evil. And this, for example, I'll quote a few bits from this book. Labor for labor's sake is against nature. That was John Locke, okay? And Jeremy Bentham said, insofar as labor is taken in its proper sense, love of labor is a contradiction in terms. So you see, for a coach who's helping people find fulfillment at work, expand their competencies, develop, and maybe have a career, we have to be aware that work hasn't always been conceived as such. So this is a really nice book. You'll find immense inspiration and education also in this book, because there are a lot, it's a compilation of all sorts of authors, as I said, and it goes through history. It goes from the distant past to present day, and we have very, very different perspectives on work. The book is divided into several chapters. The first one is discusses work as the primal curse, which it has been for many. And the second one talks about compensations and rewards. And that's where people have started considering that work is something useful, and that we shall be rewarded either monetarily, or others we shall be rewarded by the gods for our labors. I'll give you a couple of quotations on work that will be compensated. For all things good and fair, the gods give nothing to man without toil and effort. That was Xenophon. Karl Marx said, the labor process is the everlasting nature-imposed condition of human existence. And so during this period also, we saw sort of a more moral standing about work, and in particular about loitering and sloth. So not working and being idle was really frowned upon, and instead working and being laborious and producing good things was considered a virtue. So as a coach, if you want to help your client look at work in different ways, have different perspectives about what a work ethic is and how they want to develop their very own personal work ethic, I think this book is an invaluable source of inspiration. So I really encourage you to buy it. You don't have to read it from beginning to end, but there are tons and tons of small texts that you'll find really insightful.